Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is February 1st, and today we're kicking it off here with the visible satellite imagery. You can see the powerful frontal systems just absolutely been hammering the Los Angeles metro for the past few hours. San Diego, you are up next. It is just now starting as I speak, and this is going to last all the way into this afternoon before it finally pushes off to the east this evening. You can also see the much cooler air mass that's going to take its place. Showery activity, some heavy rain still locally at times could cause some flooding concerns, but we're dropping those snow levels as well across the Sierra Nevada, so hopefully building some snowpack. But if we look off to the west, you can even see some of the clouds from that system as we go towards the weekend here, and this one's got trouble written all over it, folks. A very dynamic system pointed right into central California with big rainfall potential all the way down through Southern California. We're going to dive into some of those details as we go through the video here this morning. This old saying's got some truth to it. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. You can imagine the storm approaching from the west, and the sun rises in the east. The sun's rays get underneath the cloud deck and cast this nice, beautiful sunrise. So yeah, some truth to that one. And nice picture from the National Weather Service, San Diego. Here's the rainfall today and Friday, and a lot of this is going to be coming really quickly here across some of the San Diego and ocean side, up towards 1.5 inches, and a lot of it's going to fall in a 6-hour period before it pushes off to the east. Now, looking at what's been going on this morning, put this into motion, and you can really see some of these intense rainfall amounts, some of these cores moving across the Los Angeles metro. It's still ongoing and continuing, and you can see this heavy rainfall moving down towards the San Diego area as we go through this morning. So heads up, San Diego, you are next. Another very impressive round of rainfall is on its way, and this isn't even talking about the next storm system yet. And man, we might have some flooding concerns with that one. This is looking at the most recent high-resolution rapid refresh. And as we go through this morning about 9-10 a.m. as I'm doing this video, you can see these very intense cores moving across some of San Diego by about 11 a.m., maybe the noon hour or so, continuing through the early afternoon hour, then finally pushing off to the east. Thank goodness. Now, taking a wider look at it here, this is this morning's one that goes out 48 hours. And you can see, again, that frontal system pushing through. But I want to show you kind of the showery nature of this air mass behind it. Thunderstorm potential today and tomorrow as well. And you could still get some of that localized flooding with some of the heavier rain showers set up. And again, building some snow across the Sierra Nevada. But look at these showers continue all the way on in through Friday. And the next system is already coming in here on Saturday. Is that right? My goodness, this is going to be trouble here, folks, because this could bring some prolonged heavy rain to some of the central coast and Southern California. And then another atmospheric river tropical plume will be right behind that with this mid-latitude cyclone just absolutely pegging some areas from the Bay Area down through Southern California. No joke here, folks. We got some high-end flooding potential with this system that's going to be rolling through this weekend in through early next week. And this is going to be some of the impacts, swift water rescues, the high creek flows and minor flooding, some water over roadways, some rock slides and landslides out there, and of course increased traffic accidents. This is Eureka, California, just calling the attention to the wave action all the way up and down the California coastline for the next few days. The high surface advisory, you should just kind of consider this for the entire state really for the next few days. Now, taking a look at the heavy snow all the way on in through 4 a.m. Saturday, the winter storm warning will continue for the Sierra Nevada, and you're going to kind of be getting some of that hit and miss nature of some of these showers, and they could be dropping some pretty intense snowfall rates all the way into Saturday morning here. Even though this heaviest snow should be into this morning right now, this is still going to continue on in through Saturday morning. So you can, the plows might come across some of the highways out there, and you might get one of those showers that kind of coats the road again. And you can see, of course, as you go higher into the higher peaks, more snow is expected. And taking a look at the thunderstorm potential as well, it's going to include much of the state as we go through today and tomorrow. And you can see all the way down across the I-5 corridor towards Southern California as well. And flood watch continues through 4 a.m. Friday, again with the shower activity moving across. But at least the big bulk of the heavy precip is now done for the Bay Area. However, the next storm could be packing quite a wallop with it as well. Now, looking at Los Angeles, heavy. You can see this is ongoing as we speak, and then it kind of wraps up as the frontal system pushes off. But you can see, talking about Sunday and Sunday night, risk for damaging flooding here. So the National Weather Service is all over this right now. More on that here in a moment. Looking at day 1 through 3, overall winter storm impacts. Again, some major impacts over the next few days could be had as those showers continue to drop some snowfall across the higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada. It could include some of Southern California and the back roads out there as well. Now look at San Diego. This is 6-hour multiple run trend here, and you can see how it really uptrended on some of the latest model runs here. In fact, let me update that and see if we got any more new data here. We do. I mean, look at it's uptrending at the last minute here for San Diego in a 6-hour period. 1.34 inches of rain is a huge amount of precipitation here. So heads up for that, folks. Very heavy rain incoming here for some of the San Diego area. Now I want to take a wider look at things. You can see the Hawaiian Islands to the bottom left. This is the Canadian model, hot off the press. We got the GFS on the right, hot off the presses as well. Let's compare. And you can see the frontal system blasting down across Southern California. Showery, cool air mass in its wake, building some mountain snows. But look what is coming here, folks. Look at this warm front extending out towards Southern California. The GFS wants to start this at some point on Saturday. The Canadian holding back a little bit longer, but you get the gist here. We're getting some pretty good model agreement that this storm is going to be rolling in this weekend, and it could be bringing some very heavy rainfall, and not only just the heavy rainfall, but a very prolonged period of it also. And you can see how the Canadian really wants to hang out this very dynamic plume of moisture right into the central coast and Southern California. These are 3-hour chunks here, folks. Extremely torrential rainfall just training over any given area would be devastating here. So we really got to watch this system come up, and I'm going to show you what the Europeans are showing here in a moment here. It's not safe for work, so you might want to put your children in another room before you look at some of these weather model maps. But here we're looking at 5,000 feet, 850 millibars, the winds. You can see the frontal system come through and that atmospheric river push down across Baja. And then we got this trough here, this chilly air aloft. It's going to be meeting with this very warm, moist subtropical air mass. Nice development of this warm front pushes into some of the central coast and Southern California. And look at these winds, this subtropical tap just blasting into the state and bringing very heavy rainfall and no doubt some serious flooding concerns with it. Now, I want to show you what's going on with the equatorial regions here. El Nino is still in charge here as far as the temperature anomalies are concerned, but look at off of California here. So this is enhancing some of the precipitation amounts with these frontal systems as well, and kind of giving things a little bit of a boost. You can imagine that warmer water and that warmer water vapor versus the contrast of that much cooler air above it. So yeah, interesting stuff there. Looking at the European. So now let's see what the King Euro says. There's our frontal system dropping down to the south, the cool showery air mass, and then the next system, very good agreement with the GFS and the Canadian model here. This starts at basically on Saturday afternoon. And look at this. These are 6-hour chunks, you guys. That is extremely heavy rainfall. That's 6 hours, 12, 18, 24, and you can see it targeting Southern California, and it's not moving very fast either. Very high end flooding potential with this next storm upcoming here, and I might start doing 2 videos a day just to kind of drill home the point of how dangerous this next storm could be for California. So, you know, we've really saturated things with this frontal system that's moving across the area right now. I mean, some of Southern California got hit pretty hard by that frontal system this morning that's still ongoing, and then to bring a vigorous atmospheric river that might be stalling over the area here would be devastating. And you can already see day 4 excessive rainfall outlooks all the way from the Bay Area down towards Southern California, day 5 as well, and we're probably going to get upgrades to this. If the model runs are correct, we are definitely going to get upgrades towards moderate, and if things line up correctly, you could even see some high risk here, folks. If you start training that much precipitation over any given area for 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 hours, you're going to get some high risk here, probably along some of the coastal areas. But you know, we'll see how that trends. We still have some time before that storm system gets in here. Now, if we look at the European, I've got the 72-hour running total precipitation. So you can see the frontal system move through, and this is the next one. So let me back that up. This is the initial storm system here, and you can see some pretty healthy amounts across San Diego. So now we start to turn our eyes to the next system, and this doesn't include the precip that fell today. Look at some of these amounts that are showing up across Southern California and some of the central coast. Just ridiculous. Some of these areas are up over 10 inches. You can see maxing out at 11 inches. So very intense system incoming here. And now looking at snow across the higher terrain, this is the good news with this system here because it looks like a good snowmaker. You can see as we go through Friday morning now, we're going through Friday afternoon, some of the showers continuing to add to some of the snowfall total. And then we start to bring that moisture plume from the next system here. And look at it, it's really dropping some heavy snowfall amounts across the Sierra Nevada. You can see some nice amounts showing up across Southern California as well in the meantime. But the initial stages, that next storm system probably is not going to be bringing snow with it to Southern California. Maybe after that we'll see how that goes. But anyway, you can see the Sierra Nevada look to be pretty beneficial out of these storm systems coming up. What we have to watch out for is the coastal flooding potential. 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook, west coast here. You can clearly see us bullseye for below average and above average signal all the way through February 10th for precipitation here. And you can kind of see the little bit of a bump there in the snow water equivalent. This should be fun to watch over the next few days or so. As we go on into next week, we should be starting to try to get back towards normal here. Again, we'll see how that goes. We've also actually introduced a little bit of normally dry here for the Sierra Nevada east slopes. But, you know, this storm system that's coming up here as we go through the weekend into early next week should really help out with that. So you can still see California is drought free. Hopefully these storm systems are bringing nice precipitation amounts across Arizona and New Mexico as well, and actually the Pacific Northwest doing pretty well also. Some of the Oregon Cascades still have some moderate drought ongoing, but yeah, you can clearly see what's going on right now. Again, San Diego, heads up, that heavy rain is incoming as we speak right now. And Los Angeles, you know, unless you're underground or something, or you're I don't know, if you've been asleep the whole time, you know just how heavy it's been raining all night long on in through this morning. So heads up for that. Do not travel if you don't have to. And in fact, let's take one more look at things here, and we're going to kind of put this into motion and see if we can get the radar overlay to show up here again. But yeah, very intense rainfall amounts incoming here, and this is no doubt coming for San Diego next. But yeah, that storm system off into the future, I mean, yeah, you're going to start to see some pretty dire wording, and you're going to see a lot of information on social media, so make sure to check back here daily. I correlate my forecast with the National Weather Service, so I try not to get too crazy, but you're going to see some really crazy forecasts incoming here as we go through the next few days. So remember to check back with trusted weather sources on what is to come as we go through this weekend on into early next week. Severe flooding potential does exist from the Bay Area all the way down through Southern California, maybe even a little bit north of the Bay Area as well. But hopefully this can be a very prolific snow producer for the Sierra Nevada as well. But anyway, I might do another video here tonight. Today is Thursday. I'll probably do another live stream either on Friday or Saturday, depending on just what the models are looking like with that next system. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Heads up across Southern California for this heavy incoming rain. You guys know the drill. We'll do this again either tonight or tomorrow in a second video tonight. And if not, for sure, by tomorrow morning, my daily briefing will go as per normal, and probably a live stream coming here at some point tomorrow evening or Saturday. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and I will talk to you guys later.